The Gowanus Canal is not only one of the many Superfund sites in the U.S., but the largest EPA Superfund community group in the nation. According to the EPA, Superfund sites are where toxic chemicals from factories and landfills were dumped for decades, polluting the surrounding soil, water, and air. From the historical industrial pollution from former manufacturing activities and the current pollution from sewer overflow, the canal has lasting effects of its toxicity for neighborhoods within its proximity. Although designating a locality as a Superfund site was supposed to be relieving and remediating the environment of the site, the execution of these environmental remediation and urban renewal has led to the gentrification of surrounding communities. According to the writer Terry Helm, a professor in CUNY focusing on immigrant neighborhoods, quote, Industry City has proposed Special Sunset Park Innovation District claiming to benefit the community and small business with more academic and retail space. Despite a community advocate and bloggers' repeated requests for evidence to substantiate these claims, Industry City has not yet shared any supporting data, end quote. Upon arriving in Industry City, we interviewed people in the area in order to investigate how to improve the canal while mediating negative externalities of gentrification.
Here for a party at one of the lofts, but it was like there was nothing here really. All the retail and
Just pop out of nowhere?
yeah.
It's a little like piece of the suburbs, like kind of
Yeah.
here, which is weird. Yeah, there's like a lot of new construction.
There's so much
It still feels like
construction.
there's not a lot there. Like we'd love if there was like a bodega on the corner and there wasn't.
We just need a
But-
bodega.
Yeah, I think around here, like Greenwood is still pretty like old feeling. Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of new stuff, so this kind of like balances it well. I think where they're using like old industrial stuff versus like tearing down and rebuilding what was already residential, I think like this is probably a better balance.
Gowanus
is maybe
just
less.
a tear down.
Yeah.
But there was nothing there. It was all, it's all industrial there.
Yeah.
The Industry City rezoning proposal will facilitate a $1 billion investment and add 1.3 million square feet of new development to Industry City by 2026. Rezoning can have positive and negative impacts on displacement in Gowanus and Sunset Park. It can increase the value of landed property, leading to higher rents and home prices, which can lead to the gentrification and displacement of longtime residents and small businesses who may not be able to afford the new prices. Rezoning can also be used as a tool to prevent displacement by including provisions for affordable housing and protections for small businesses. This can include requirements for developers to set aside a certain percentage of new housing units for low and moderate income households, or providing incentives for businesses to stay in the area and to continue serving the local community.
Are you guys
Pratt Institute?
Oh, you're at Pratt. I graduated. There's been more construction along the waterfront. We have a lot of upscale things serving people not of the community, and as a result of that, it's made prices higher for the people who live here.
Affect like rent or other expenses?
Not rent so much, but like the price of a coffee at a bodega or groceries. Just like the things you have to buy for your house, it changed quite a bit once they started putting in all this like high-end luxury stuff on the waterfront. It was very obvious when it first started to happen like 6 or 7 years ago. It was just as Industry City started to come up. Most people who live in this neighborhood couldn't afford to spend the afternoon in Industry City. More green space, more community gardens.
To ensure that rezoning does not exacerbate displacement in Gowanus and Sunset Park, it is important for community members to be involved in the rezoning process and to advocate for policies that prioritize affordable housing, tenant protections, and small business preservation. This can involve attending public meetings, engaging with elected officials, and organizing with community groups to push for inclusive and equitable development. The GNCJ, or Gowanus Neighborhood Coalition for Justice, actively organized to ensure the rezoning of Gowanus would further fair housing as well as environmental, racial, and economic justice. GNCJ member organizations, public housing residents, and the support from council members and their staff is a model of community engagement and advocacy for equity.